Hello and welcome to another installment of Liberty Nation's Swamponomics videocast. I'm Andrew Moran, Ellen's economics correspondent. Each week, I dive into the mores of top economic news stories and fish out compelling narratives or arbitrary fallacies that have been accepted as conventional wisdom by the swamp creatures for years. This week, stagflation, anyone? It was an important week for economic data. The labor market had another disappointing month. Construction spending was relatively unchanged from the previous month, and the nation's manufacturing, composite, and services purchasing managers' indexes, or PMIs, rose as the market had anticipated. But another report quietly came out as it coincided with the must-watch May jobs numbers: factory orders. According to the United States Census Bureau, factory orders contracted 0.6% in April, the first decline in a year. It was also worse than the market forecast of negative 0.2%. The report found that transportation equipment orders suffered the steepest decline, including ships and boats, defense aircrafts, and motor vehicles. Orders for electrical equipment, appliances, and components were also down in April. In recent weeks, all the focus has been on consumer inflation, topping at an annualized rate of 4%. But producer prices are perhaps a better measurement of real inflation occurring in the United States economy today. Either way, inflation is here. Whether it is permanent or transitory, as the Federal Reserve and the White House keeps asserting, the cost of everything is going up. Stagflation, anyone? Stagflation occurs when inflation is high, the economic growth rate is sluggish, and unemployment remains high. Is the US going through this right now? There are signs that the world's largest economy could go through a bout of stagflation, but it all depends on what the next few months bring on the data front. Economists believe that the labor market will fully rebound by the fourth quarter of this year. With pent-up demand on the other side of the coronavirus pandemic, the gross domestic product, or GDP, could witness a jolt, but inflation is still rising. So, the US will either witness an inflationary crisis or a stagflation one. There's been a lot of comparisons between President Joe Biden's America to what unfolded in the 1970s under President Jimmy Carter. The United States had to pay for the guns and butter of the 1960s, resulting in a spike in inflation as well as higher joblessness and lackluster growth. It was not until the early years of former President Ronald Reagan that the economy had finally rebounded. The Federal Reserve raised interest rates, and Reaganomics began to be implemented, although the Hollywood actor refused to rein in government spending and violated the principles of fiscal conservatism. The US is seeing the same thing today. Uncle Sam is paying for the guns and butter of the last decade. So, will rate hikes, spending cuts, and tax reductions be on the table? Unfortunately, Bidenomics has made it clear that the only way out of this slump is through government spending trillions of dollars in addition to the trillions of dollars already on the books. Inflation, stagflation, or stagnation? America, pick your poison. That's it for me this week. Please read my full Swamponomics column where I discuss Republican states leading the national jobs recovery, people quitting because they can't work from home anymore, and invisible art selling for thousands of dollars. Nice work if you can get it. Thank you.
Who are we? We are Americans that believe in liberty. We are a project of the nonprofit One Generation Away. We are patriots who apply the founding principles to the issues of today.
And they keep moving the goalposts on us.
We are educators and commentators who love America and the Constitution. Who are we? We are Liberty Nation.